Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, after yesterday's marathon video, I'm hoping for something better today. Several people pointed out that it wasn't Simon getting revenge, it was me tripping myself up badly a couple of times or more, and that's probably true. And one very kind person said that I should give my brain a rest. So hopefully a night's sleep has done that, and we can come back in better form today. We'll see. Now, I do want to credit the people who've been writing in with solutions both to our January reward puzzle. Lily Long is the latest to tell Chad's brother where to look for the next clue. And then on the Reverent Puzzle Hunt, we've had correct entries in from, as well as the few that Simon read out earlier, also Quaz Wiz, the Fleming family, Matty Matt, Ayup Aldu, who sent his real name, but I preferred his hand of Ayup Aldu, Mark Gavin, Mika Rodriguez, Harrison Stein, Jake Keithley, Deepanshu Shukla, Adam Smith, and, Dara Mittal, whose dad, I think, is feeling a bit guilty about the time he's spending doing Sudoku lately and asked me to read out his daughter's name accordingly. So there we go. And that brings us very swiftly, with no mention of our apps and the Discord server and other Patreon content, apart from the fact that I have put up my Times Crossword Times Crossword Monthly Club Special solve this morning. So that's available to Patreons on Patreon. Anyway, no mention of those, as I say. On to today's puzzle, which is a thermo with some Kropki dots from James Kopp, who says, oh no, the sugar's been spilt, the ants have got after it, and here they are invading the grid. So these ants are, of course, thermos, in which we start from the bulb, and whichever branch of the thermo we go along from the bulb, numbers have to ascend. So that could be a 1, 2, 3, or this could be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, say. They do not have to ascend in a consecutive order. They just have to go upwards when they move from the bulb end to another end. And I mean, each of these ants effectively has 8 ends with the 6 legs and the 2 antennae. Now, the black dots are, as for Kropki, they show a ratio of 1 to 2 between 2 cells. So these 2 cells, one of them is twice the other. Now, there is no negative constraint in this puzzle. There could be a theoretical black dot between those 2 cells. They could be 3 and 6, but not all black dots are marked. So that's what we have to work with. Do give it a try yourself on the link below the video. I am assured this isn't going to be quite as tough as yesterday's, so we'll see. And let's get cracking, which I forgot to say yesterday, apparently. So how do we start this? Well, okay, I was going to immediately remark on the differences of my and Simon's solving of thermos. But first of all, I will observe this very helpful Kropki conformation in the bottom right. Now, I'm immediately sketching in a 1-8 and a 2-4, and that's because if you get a run of 4 that have to be different numbers in this form, it's obviously got to be 1, 2, 4, 8. So it either goes around that way or that way, and in fact, one of them is on the end of an ant's leg, so it's clearly not a 1. So we've got basically 4 right-in digits straight away. And yes, the differences between Simon's and my approach to thermos is that where possible, I like to get notating where it's potentially useful. I like to notate all the possibilities. And I'm going to do it here because why the heck not? So there are quite a few possibilities along, oh no, not quite as many as I'm pretending there. This could be 5, 6, or 7 to get to that 8. Okay, so they've been a little bit restricted by that. But here, that could even be 8, and then this can be 5, 6, 7, or 9. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not ignoring the effect of that 8 on things. Now, from these, maybe from this branch, I'll fill it. Ooh, we get a lot of possible numbers. I'm not sure that this is helpful, and this is the reason Simon doesn't really like to do this kind of candidate notation, because you end up cluttering the grid with pencil marks. But on the other hand, it can help to see what's going on. So I'm going to do it here as well. No, definitely not 5, 4. And I've just worked out why there's only 3 degrees of freedom here. Now you could, in theory, say, or you could put a 7 there, 8, 9 is fine. And the same works the other side. But it can't work both sides. Because if this was a 7, both of these would have to be 9. So we can dial that back down by 1 to 3, 4, 5, and only 6 as the maximum. But this really, you know, I am getting a lot of pencil marks in the grid to not a lot of gain there. So I need to look for something, as Simon would probably have done by now already, a little bit cleverer than what I'm doing so far. Oh, that can't be 4. Right, so we've got this crop key. Yes, okay, we can fill that in. That's a 3 and a 6. So I should have looked at that first. I know that because with 4 and 2 being used up, all the other crop key possibilities are now no longer possible in the row. So that's not 3 or 6. That's not 6. This one can't be 5 anymore. And we are getting these possibilities down. Now, where does 1 go in this row? If 1's on a thermo, it's always on the bulb. I was going to say head, which is appropriate to these ants. That can't be a 9. So the only 9 in the row is there. The converse rule to 1 having to be on the head is 9 always has to be on an end. It can't be on a mid thermo as well, or on a bulb. Right, so we end up with a 5, 7, 8 triple. This has to be bigger, so actually that can't be 8 anymore. So the only 8 in the row is now here, and that was useful from the pencil marking. I could see that 5, 7 pair. So these can't be 8 now. And that 8 is telling me that this leg ends in a 9. This is 7 or 6 now, so this can't be 7. And suddenly we've got a lot of row 8 done quite well, quicker than I was expecting, I'll say that. That didn't quite work. Right. I hope I haven't taken out a possibility by accident there. Now that can't be 5, so the head can't be 4. We've got a 3, 5, 6 triple in box 9 across the top, so those two can't have a 3 in anymore. No, it could still go 1, 2. Okay, so we have reduced the possibilities quite a bit by, I'm going to call it a judicious mixing of the two types of technique. Simon's more sort of overarching view and my fairly focused on the candidate's view. 8 and 9 have to be in those cells. 5 has to be down there somewhere. That's probably not very helpful. The corner marking we use to show where candidates are confined generally within a box. Now, there's this pair of crop key dots here, but there's quite a lot of possible pairs, even with that having to be 1, 2, 3, or 4, which does rule out some of the possibilities. If I could maybe take 8 out of these as not possible in any of them, then great, we'd have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 quintuple, which we could probably use, but that is unrealistic, so forget that. Okay, I'm not seeing what to do there. What about this dot then? Okay, yeah, look, all of these cells are on thermos and they are not heads, obviously. So 1 in the box has to be in one of those two. And that means 1 isn't there, and 1 in box 2 has to be in one of those two. And again, moving around the grid now and avoiding thermo places that aren't heads, 1 has to be in one of those two, and therefore this head is not a 1. I think this is right. So 1 had to be there because they were all non-bulb bits of thermo. That stopped 1 being there and there. These are all non-bulb bits of thermo. That puts 1 there, which rules out this cell. And then these are all non-bulb bits of thermo. So 1 is there, looking at that cell, which has to be a 2 now. In fact, 1, I think, must be there. This is 4, because it has to be bigger than 2. So we're getting something done along these arms of this thermo. That can't be 3 anymore. This has to be bigger than 5. Ooh, just got a 6-8 pair out of that. And they are making this a 5. Okay, that's good. Didn't expect that. A 6-8 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4 can find up here, but 1 there says the 1 is not there. These ones are 1, 2, 3 or 4, and above them are 2, 3 or 4. This is on a crop key dot. Can this be a 1? Maybe that's an interesting question. On the crop key dot, this would have to be a 2. This would then be a 3 or a 4. In fact, it would have to be a 3 because that couldn't be an 8, so that would have to be a 6. So we'd have 2, 1, 6, 3. The head of this would become a 4. Oh, yeah, there's no way. If this was a 5, this can't be a 5 because in this box there are 5 bigger numbers than it. Aha, I should have seen that at the start. That cannot be a 5. So that can't be a 4. And what did I just prove couldn't happen? Did I just prove this couldn't be a 1? Because that makes this a 2. Now, this is a 3, this is a 6, and this is impossible. Yes, so that cannot be 1. Wow, that's nice. That's a nice bit of logic. So 1 is there, and is that going to help me at all? Probably not. I can't see how it does actually, but this is getting restricted now. Again, 8 is not there, so it's not there either. So for 8 to be in this run of 5 cells, it's going to be 8, 4 here. Okay, that's not quite as helpful. But now actually I'm thinking about if this was 4, these other cells bigger than it would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would have to be 3, which would force that to be 1. So it's very difficult. For this to be a 4. Well, I don't know quite what I'm learning here, or whether I'm actually using it right. Does that make it more likely for this to be a 2? Oh, hang on, where can 2 go in the box? 2 can go in this cell, and theoretically it could go in these cells. But actually look what happens if you put a 2 here. That makes 1 have to be here, and then you've got a 2 here, and that's impossible. So 2 can't go there. I think it can still go in those 2 places, but that's ruling 2 out of this cell. And if this is a 3, yeah, we've got a problem. We've got a problem if that's a 3, because this is 4. As we've noted, bigger than that 4 are all these 5 cells, so they would have to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But if that's a 3 in the head of this ant, what is this cell on its left? And that would also have to be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, but they've all been used up. So that cannot be 3. And I mean, all that work, and I learn that that's a 1. which is what it was always likely to be in the first place. Oh, hang on. That gives us a 1 there. This now can't be 1. Hit the wrong button there. It can still be 2 because this could be a 4, I think. That would give me a 1-2 pair here. There's no reason why not. Okay, let's have a look at these crop key dots then on the row with the 1 in. That can't be a 1 anymore. So 1 is now confined to those 2 cells and is in a little X-wing there. 2, 3 or 4. Hang on, no, it can't be 2 because that can't be a 1 or a 4. So we can take 2 out. If it's a 4, that's a 2. If it's a 3, that's a 6. And what about this? Still everything is annoyingly possible. Right, what about this being a 2? Then that makes... Now, yeah, hang on. Now, I was about to say, well, we established this can't be a 4, but we didn't. If this is a 1, that could be a 3. And 2 could be there, so I need to be very careful. Oh, I've only just noticed I've got an easy triple at the bottom, a 3, 6, 7 triple. That's a 2, 4, 5 triple. This is a 9, 8, 7 triple. Doesn't really help anything. Oh, well, I can take 2 out of there because I've got 2 in one of those. Now, am I missing anything else? Let's just have a look. In fact, let's put in the candidates on this last leg of an ant. Let's get my anatomy slightly better. 5, 6, 7 or 9 there. So 3 can't be in any of these cells and must be up here. If that was a 2, then we'd have a 1, 2, 3 triple, 4 there. I suppose it's all possible. I can't see why not immediately. Oh, okay. This isn't getting a lot easier as we go along. I noticed that. 1 and 2. Where do they go here? Yes, they're write-ins. Amazing. 2 there, 1 there. Now that can't be a 2. Okay, that's 6, 3. This has to be a 4, 8 pair. Don't know the order yet. That's not 4 or 8 now. These aren't 6 and haven't been for a while. Oh, and that's not 6. Oh no, since we just put that 6 in, that's when that happened. Okay. I haven't just been missing something completely like yesterday. Those can't be 7s. This can't be a 6. 2, 3 and 7 still to place apart from the 4, 8 pair. So these are very unhelpful antennae. Oh no, that can't be a 2. That's not that unhelpful because we've got 2 on the head. So we actually get 2 on this antenna. But we've got these pairs now here that I can't resolve. But now we do have a 1, 2, 3 triple. That doesn't unfortunately prove that that's a 2, although it would have been another result of that. These can't have a 3 in it. It's a 1, 2, 4 triple. Now, did that get anything else done? No, because I don't know whether that's 7 or 9. Or is there some way I do know? They're getting bigger than a 5. Oh yes, I do know that that's not a 9 because there's a 9 sitting there. 7 there, that gives us the 6 and the 8, thanks to the thermo. Now we've got a 9, 4, 5 triple here, which we can reduce by 1 in each cage. There's a 4 in one of those. Yeah, that gives us 5, 7, 9 to put in row 4. 3, 4, 5 or 6 all seem possible in row 5, and 2, 4, 8, and 9. These are very unhelpful markings. Right, 9, 5, 4 is a triple here though. So 9 and I mean this box has nothing going on in it, so I'm going to have to work on something else. Surely I can make some progress with this crop key dot at the top, which has been so important. Yes, it cannot be 2, 4 now because of that. Okay, so we get rid of, what I'm saying is if I put 2 there, because of the crop key dot, I have to put 4 there, and then this has no possible fill. So that's not the 2. The 2 is unsurprisingly on the thorax of the ant. He goes for another crazy anatomical term. Now, where's 3? Oh, lots of possible places. That's not that helpful. How do we get any further? Probably going to have to find something going on in these boxes. That can't be a 2. Actually, it couldn't have been before. Oh, look at that. Yes, we are. 3, 4, 5, 6 quadruple, just sitting there in the column. So that leaves 7, 8, and 9 to place. That one is now down to 8 or 9. And this is 7, 8, or 9, and it's on a crop key dot. So 7 and 9 are just not candidates. That has to be an 8. How brilliant. How unexpected again. These can't be 7. These two can't be 9. Now, if that's 8, that's taken 8 out of quite a lot of places. This one can't be 4. Oh, that 4, yes, that resolves probably the whole of these triples. Yes, it does. So they're all done. One of these is a 4, and I don't know which one. We're still not finished here. That is 6 or 7, thanks to this 9, 4, 5 triple here. That's 5, 6, or 9. No, not sure what's going on there. This can't be a 5 anymore because that's increased a little bit. Ah, sorry, that 4 is looking at this crop key pair. That might sort out all of these things. It doesn't, but it gives me an 8 on a thermo. So that's 9, and that looks quite helpful potentially. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this one is less than 6 or 7 now. It's 5 or 6. 8 has to be here. Ah, this can be 5, 6, or 7. This can't be 6 anymore because this has come down to 5 or 6. I'm still left. Both of these places can be 3, I think. Oh, this has to be bigger than 5 or 7. So it's 6, 8, or 9, but it's looking at 8 and 9. Oh, that's very helpful. Oh, no, it could be 7. Sorry, I nearly tripped myself up there. But whichever it is, 6 or 7, this one is a 5. Which is which sorts out the triple over here. 9, 5, 4. They're all resolved. Those can't be 4. And that's a 7. That does make this a 6, which was what I was going to go for before I realized I was ruling things out too quickly. That's not a 6. This isn't a 5. Do I have to go this slowly? Well, there's no harm getting it right. 9, 1, 4. That's 3 or 5. What about this? 3 or 7. But the only way it could be a 7 is if that's a 9. Then you have 5, 4, 3. Oh, that is possible. Oh, this is a 6, 7 pair in the top row, so that's not a 7. And this isn't a 6. That hasn't really changed any of the other. This can't be 6 anymore. In fact, I've got a 3, 5, 7 triple. That's the only place for 8 in row 3, apparently. Right, that's every cell marked now with candidates. Oh no, not this one. Which has to be bigger than 3. Can't be 1, 6, 7, 8, 2. So it's 4, 5, 1, 9. So if this was a 3, this would be a 7, because that makes this a 5, this is a 7, this is 6, this is 5, 4, 7, 9, 5. No, that doesn't work. That 5 clashes with that 5. If this is 3, we get 5 here, 7 here. That makes 5 here. The fact that that's a 3 means that can't be 5 anymore, and the 5 will have to clash with that 5. Right, so that can't be 3. That is a 7, 5, 3. It's a little bit convoluted. I suspect that is the intended finish. I'm not 100% sure, but it's very neat, and it's not surprising for one of these to have quite a tricky finish, to be honest. That can't be 5 anymore. This now has to be 9 because it's bigger than 7. That makes this 5. Yes, that resolves the whole of box 1. I think this box 2 is becoming complete. That gives us all of the last numbers in columns 4 to 9. And then, right, yes, this Kropki dot's finally been resolved. We get a 4 there, which fixes that triple. Haven't done that pair yet, but I'm sure we'll do that in a moment. Yes, right now. 2, 8, 8, 9. There we go. That's a very nice linearly logical thermo puzzle with a bit of Kropki in it. Most enjoyable. Feel like I'm a bit back on track today. Thanks to James Kopp for sending it in. An entertaining puzzle. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.